We talked about female circumcision in the last class, and then we were having a big argument because some people are still in the olden days. They are thinking of the old circumcision of the female, while most of the doctors don't want that circumcision. They want now the other one, mutilation, whatever that one.
But it was a New Testament class. It's we were talking more about the hermeneutics as a subject. So the discussion was on the verse in the Old Testament of Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, so we came down to discussion on the misinterpretation of the text.
We were talking about the importance of the languages, especially biblical languages.
Basically, I want to be a pastor who can motivate the youth. I want to be a pastor of the youth because nowadays the youth really need support, help, this to understand the word of God and to understand on how they can live as Christianities. You know, most of our pastors are elders. And elders, they cannot really motivate the youth. The youth need to dance, sing loudly with emotion. But our elder pastors now, they are not in the mood of motivating the youth. So I will be a pastor of youth who can motivate the youth. As we know that our future based on the youth. If we are not upgrading the youth now, we might lose the members in the church. So I will be a pastor of youth.
We don't have enough spiritual leaders to cover the vast open areas. We need missionary work, that we need missionaries from within our own church to go out into the whole community. One pastor sits, for example, with outskirts to 2-3 congregations. There are congregations that does not have pastors. So there is a need of trained pastors in the community. There is a very much big need.
The attitude of women, just the same as men. What is possible for male pastors is also possible for female pastors. If it is come for maybe for weaknesses, if a male pastor is weak, the female pastor can also weak. If he's so strong, she or he can also be strong.
We are not concentrating on the money that we are receiving at the end of the day, salary-wise and all these things. It's because you have a passion for doing this.
And I think one should be very careful for emotional climaxes. I think too many emotional climaxes in a sermon. No, I think so. You are going to spoil it, people will like it, and it becomes too much an emotional thing.
And the message didn't get through.
Exactly.
I think it's really necessary and to help people. Because if I just consider to help myself, it's so meaningless. Instead of to focus on the nation and see how many people need help to explain from the Bible perspective, and then how to compare to the life we are living in. In Namibia, we are called that as a Christian country, but what is happening now, it's many mistakes and then corruption is there. Mandarin people are killed just for no reason. So it's like the people did not take the message clearly, and then we have to bring it to them seriously and explain to them how and what's the consequences of what is happening.
But what makes you a good preacher is by having an outline which you can guide you. Then you become a good preacher. Because some of the preachers, said that you must have a good climax at the beginning of your sermon, for instance, because that is the time when the people are listening to you. When the people are fresh, the listeners, the hearers are fresh. Because otherwise, if as the sermon goes, they're not even concentrating sometimes, and then sometimes lose concentration and they come back again. So you hit them when they are fresh.
We need many pastors because many of our congregations, they don't have pastors. But there are some congregations which are very big, with more than 8,000 members. Up to now, we don't have that system where one congregation is having 2 pastors. The problem is we already need them, pastors. If you put them in one congregation, then other congregation will stay without pastor. Yeah, you know, if people are many and you are alone, you will not fulfill your work as you're supposed to do with few people. They say you will not counseling people the way they want to be counseled. You will not ministering to them the way you were supposed to do to the few number of the people. That's why you will find them complaining. We are not seeing this pastor. He's not visiting us to the hospital. She is not doing this and this. That one came not because of the laziness of the person, but sometimes because people are too many. People are too many. And the pastor few.
For now, even we didn't even know that there will be intake for next year because of the financial constraints. So there are young people who want to come here, you know, because even the design of the building tells how many people could be allocated here, but it's not the case because of the financial constraints.